You look beautiful.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is Shu again with Grace and Hope Consulting, and this is another segment of turning your stumbling blocks into stepping stones. And today I have with me the lovely Katelyn Mabry, and I'll give her a chance to introduce herself and share a little bit about her story.
Hello, everybody. My name is Katelyn Mabry, and I currently live in New Berlin, Wisconsin, with my husband of almost 8 years and my 4 beautiful babies that God's blessed me with. I actually just had my 4th 7 weeks ago, so we're still learning the whole what this whole family of 6 is all about. So
awesome.
Experience. But yeah, so I went to school. I'm an early childhood special ed teacher, but currently stay at home with my babies. But to use my degree, I also tutor in the evening with my master's degree in reading. I'm a reading specialist, so I tutor. So I try to continue working even outside the home as I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I'm trying to find that balance, what that balance is all about. So, yep.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, that's so neat. It's neat that you, congrats on the baby. I mean, I knew about it, but it's fun also kind of following your journey as, like you said, adjusting to being a family of 6 and seeing how the older ones now are kind of just, taking on that role of big brother and big sister and just, loving on little one. It's neat.
Yeah, my girls are like little mamas. So.
Oh, it's just the feminine touch in us, Don't you all just love you as women? We just love to nurture, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And it's neat too to just hear how you're sharing about, you are home with the kids and then you're still finding, time and finding ways to use your education and to still support people. It's not just about finding something to do outside of your role as a mother, but to be, making impact on somebody else's life and helping them with their education. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I seek to serve. So that's my goal, is to serve others.
Yes.
So.
Awesome. So, in speaking of serving, what's one thing that you overcame in life that you're most proud of?
Well, as I said, I'm a reading specialist, which would probably come as a shock to a lot of my teachers because I did not like reading growing up. I wasn't very good at it. When I was 10, I was diagnosed with ADHD, and so reading was one of my biggest struggles. I just really, really had a hard time with it. I was embarrassed because I wasn't a very fast reader. I wasn't a very fluent reader, and it was very difficult for me. So it was something that I didn't like to do because it was hard for me, right? So when I was out of school working and I decided to go back for my master's, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take on my biggest challenge, which was reading, and I want to make it my strength. And I want to go to school, and I wanted to learn how to read better too. Like as an adult, I was like, you know what? I want to fall in love with reading. Like it was something that was my biggest challenge as a child growing up. And so I want to learn more about it so that I can grab it by the horns and fall in love with it and help other kids fall in love with it too and not have the same experience as I did. So that would definitely be my biggest, something I'm most proud of, that I actually took that step to get my master's in reading and not allow it to just be like, oh, I'm a bad reader, and just go through life like that. It was something I saw as a problem and a challenge, and I decided not to allow it to be. So then, so it's been really, really wonderful to watch kids who can't stand reading fall in love with it. That's like my goal as a reading specialist and as a tutor, is just to help kids fall in love with reading.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Because like you said, instead of shying away from the challenge, you're saying, well, this is something that's hard for me. And you could have definitely used your diagnosis to just say, well, I have a diagnosis that will justify why it's hard for me to do it. Right. And then, of course, we have, services and supports in place to, accommodations, and you could have just gone that path. But
Right.
instead, you said, well, no, I'm going to choose a different route. I'm going to choose, it's probably the toughest one, and do the hard work. And yes, you're still using the resources and the support you had in place, but you use that so that you can improve what was once a challenge and turn it into something better. And you're now helping kids who were exactly where you were a few years, many years ago. You're still young, so not that many years ago, but
Kids used to.
oh, no, I actually don't see any wrinkles at all. So, and then I think that also, it's one thing that I admire about people like you, people about myself, who, they took, we take something that was a challenge in our life and we learn from it. Like you say, you went to school because you wanted to learn to, to be a better reader yourself. So
Mhm.
first we bring ourselves to a place where we, improve ourselves, and then
Right.
out of that place of where we're better, we're well, and we're stronger, then we serve.
Right.
And then when we're serving out of that place, it's not just book knowledge, it's not just things we learned, but there's the life experience that we're breathing into people. And I'm sure, you connecting with a child who's struggling to read, there's an emotional connection that someone who's just went to school to be a reading specialist will not have.
Right. Well, and that's been the neat part is I have this one boy who I've been tutoring for a long time, and we're really close, and he has ADHD and really struggled with reading, and he went from 3 grades behind to now he's at his grade level, which just brings so much joy to my heart. But he said to me one day, he goes, "Miss Mabry, you understand me more than anybody else in the world," and it just literally melted my heart when he said, and this is a 12-year-old boy that said this to me. And so he recognized that I do understand his heart. I understand where his mind's at and how it's hard and how, like acknowledge that and
Mhm.
helped him come out of that and gain the confidence he needed to fall in love with reading, and not allow it to be not I mean, he still has his challenges in different areas, but he is more control. Like, I feel like he's learned to really take hold of his diagnosis and not let it define him, but work through those things. So that's one of my favorite stories.
Yes.
So
And that's a beautiful story. So speaking of ADHD,
mhm.
you took that, just going beyond the reading, you took that diagnosis and you did something beautiful with it. Share that. There's a big accomplishment that you did, and I won't spoil the fun here. So I'll let you announce to announce to our viewers what you did with that, diagnosis. Not only you accomplished a lot of things in your life, but there's something specifically related to ADHD that you turned that stumbling block, or what people could have called the stumbling blocks, into a stepping stone.
Yeah, so from tutoring him, I something was ignited inside of me, and I had written a book in college for one of my courses, actually, a children's book called "Hi, It's Me. I Have ADHD." And so last year, I decided I was like, I'm so sick of thinking about this. I'm so sick of wanting to do this and not taking the steps because I'm afraid of failing and I'm afraid of the outcome. I'm going to publish this book. And so a year ago, I decided I want to publish Hi, It's Me, I Have ADHD. And so just about 2 months ago, it was released. And so now it's officially out there, published book. Hi, it's me. I have ADHD. And I'm so excited because I've already heard some really cool stories that have come from it. It's a book of empowerment, and it's a book that I'm hoping a lot of kids who struggle will connect with and feel like they're not alone in it. And it'll help parents understand it better and be able to. I share tips at the back of the book that just give tips to the child and to the parent that are helpful and useful during the times of trial and struggle with the diagnosis. But my goal is to take the dis out of disability, and I want them to see their ability within their diagnosis, and that it doesn't define them, but it actually is a gift, and that they have beautiful minds, and that each one of them individually have the ability to do anything they set their minds to do, because their mind is amazing and busy. But if you channel it in the right direction, you can do awesome things. So that's kind of my passion and dream for that book. And it's now that it's out there and it's published, I'm so excited for more kids to get their hands on it and be impacted by it.
Yes,
So
yes, yes. Oh, that's just beautifully said. And I know you and I, spoke before, and we agree in so many in many things, and that's one of it. It's not to let our disabilities define us,
yeah,
and to channel those things that people call disabilities and turning it into abilities. Like what you have in your hand, it's pretty much it's a strength, and it's just channeling into the right direction and turning it to something greater, and using that to it is part of who we are, and we make the best out of it. And sometimes, just like you wrote a book, you're a mom of four. It's like, and yes, you still have that diagnosis, right? It still doesn't define who you are, but
right,
so you're doing amazing things in spite of it, and that's neat. And people need to, see the oversight of disabilities, see the abilities within people with disabilities.
mm-hmm.
And that's why, I do these interviews, and that's, one, major piece of it. It's just, to see how all of us are doing so many great things in the world in spite of all the challenges we have, because our challenges, you're right, do not define who we are.
Right,
And yeah,
right,
thank you so much for sharing that.
yeah.
And I know the book, there is, like, I have the ebook. And then do you have the hard copy there you can show our readers?
You
There
right
you go.
there it is. Wait, let's see if I can get it without the glare.
But I can still read it. Hi, it's me. I have ADHD. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it is.
Thank you. Now, can you tell us how, where and how to reach, get the book?
Well, I'm working on a website right now, so I don't have that, but I have my Facebook site.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is, if you go to, even if you just do a search on a Google search or just an internet browser search, just put in at Katelyn Mabry's journey, or sorry, scratch that. It's at Katelyn Mabry's ADHD journey.com. So if you put that in, it'll take you right to my Facebook page. So it's just Katelyn Mabry, Hi, it's me, I have ADHD is the title of it. And then you'll see the book right there in the cover too. And so I apologize.
There you go. You're back.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So if you look on it, there's a little tab that says shop now. So you can just click on that tab and it'll take you straight to the book.
Yeah, yeah. And that's how I got it too. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can get and you can message me from there. I actually have a group within my my business page. I actually have a group that Hi, it's me, I'm impacted by ADHD.
Cool.
If any viewers are struggling with ADHD or have a child with ADHD, it's more of an intimate group. I'm just kind of getting it started. I'm just trying to navigate through what that's going to look like. But just so people, it's more of a tighter knit community rather than just, because the Facebook page is just a lot of my friends and family. Right now it's just my friends and family, and I want to take it to a smaller scale so that it's a little more intimate. So that's why I created the Hi, it's me, I'm impacted by ADHD page. So you can find that on my business page too.
Pretty cool. Yeah, and that's good. I like the sense of community there too, just for people who are impacted with ADHD to have a community, a safe place that can, interact and safe, share struggles and wins, and share resources and how they're, again, overcoming all odds, and turning their stumbling blocks into stepping stones every day.
Yeah.
That's so neat. That's so neat.
Thank
and
you.
What I can also do is when I post this video, I will put the link on there, both on Facebook and YouTube. That way people can just click on there as well, the link to your page, and make it easier that way.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so if you're viewing this, the link will be up, both in the description of the video. That way you can, I guess Facebook will be up and then YouTube will be down below. You can click on there. So just to wrap up, what will be one last word of encouragement that you tell someone who's dealing with ADHD and just wondering, I don't know, it can be a child, it can be an adult, they're not sure what life will look like, what, they'll make of themselves as they mature or grow up or get older,
Hmm.
and just making a meaningful life for themselves in spite of this diagnosis they have.
Yeah, my biggest encouragement is to be mindful of your mindset, because that's been my biggest challenge throughout having ADHD, is just that getting stuck in a negative mindset. And so my biggest challenge would be to be mindful of that and to take care of yourself in that, so that your diagnosis doesn't define you, but that you can be empowered knowing that um, once you get your mind in that positive mindset, then you can do anything. You can and find your passion would be my next thing, because
Mm-hmm.
so many people just get bogged down by negative thinking, or feeling like they're not able, or feeling like they're not worthy, or like all those other negative thoughts or false beliefs is really what they are.
Yes.
And so once you establish what those false beliefs are and say, no, I'm not going to believe those beliefs, I'm going to believe what's true about me, and that's that I have a beautiful mind, which I believe is created by our creator God, and
Mm-hmm.
that our minds can do amazing things. And what I found is, like, for instance, when I was in school, I didn't have a very good grade point average, right? But once I found my passion with working with children with disabilities, I had a 4.0 all through college. And it was because I found that passion and I went for it. And then I
Mm-hmm.
handled that obsessive thinking to obsessively think about helping those children and focusing on others. So that would be my biggest, um, and that's just for any age too. That's
Mm-hmm.
children up through adults. And that would just be to find that passion and go for it, and that you can do anything you set your amazing mind to.
That's right. Yes, so true. And yeah, you're right. It's like our mind controls so much of who we are and what we do. As a cognitive behavior therapist, and like I'm certified in it, and that's one thing that I see all of us struggle with. It's people don't realize how much our thoughts impact our feelings, and then that dictate our actions. And
Right.
then based
Mhm.
on how we act, then that the cycle starts. Our action then start exasperating our thoughts, and then the thoughts again recreates the same feelings, and then we're going to the same actions again. So
Right.
if we start by changing our actions, if we start by changing our thoughts, then our feelings about ourselves change, then our actions also changes. So
Yep.
that's so true. Yeah. And
Hmm.
then, you're so right on finding your passions. I tried being a nurse and that was not for me. And then once I went for business, and then I went for counseling, and voila. you know, yes, I graduated with a 4.0 when I actually found what I wanted to do in life. It made a big difference. So yeah, all of us are gifted to do something on earth and to make an impact. And once you find that thing, shine in it. I still can't do math. It's not my thing,
Yes, but
but exactly. So, but I can find that one thing that I can do well, and I shine in there. And
right,
that's my spot. Everything else is not mine, and that's okay.
right,
That's okay.
right.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for this time. And, guys, please get the book. If you have a child or loved one with ADHD, if you work with kids, with disabilities, or if you even work with, your teacher, your school counselor, your even the summer camp counselor, if you work in the church ministry, and if you work with any kids, you need this book. You need to read it. And there's a lot of kids nowadays are going diagnosed, like Katelyn says, she got diagnosed at 10. I know my own daughter got diagnosed with ADD at 10. And with my younger son, because he had other things going on, at least we got the ADHD diagnosis earlier when it was 5. But there's a lot of kids who go undiagnosed for so long. So for as adults working with kids, if you have the resource like this, you read the book and you kind of, know how to support those kids even when they don't have a clear diagnosis. And then you make life a better place for all of us. So
Absolutely.
thank you. And again, no matter what you're going through, we can all turn that stumbling blocks into a stepping stone and make a meaningful impact in this world. All right. Thank you. Until next time, God bless.